All right, hey. All right, I'm up. Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up? This is the Reluctant Nabi back again. All right, all right. So, let me greet everybody real quick. Warren Hadu, the dog, all the way to the bank. Bosses, Los, Bonjour, Miss Me. Kedu Bawani Queen, Konnichiwa. Nihani Ama, Sani Bonani, Jumbo Habai Gani, Assalamu alaikum, Mr. Long. See if I can do something about this light a little bit. Okay, that's a little better. All right. So, what's up? This is the Reluctant Nabi back again. And we have a lot going on today. Have a whole hell of a lot going on today. All right. So some things I want to open up real quick. Now, if you can real quick, if you know some of the brothers, I put a message out on Facebook. But if you know some of the, oh Lord, I forgot to share with one other group of people. All right, but if you know some of the brothers out there, let me see if my internet is doing okay. Okay, so let me see. It says I have no problems. All right, so the problem is that YouTube and Google is probably messing with my channel again. Okay, so I should be up. Okay. So let me try to guess and figure out why. What's going on? Okay, it says I'm live. On. All right. So, okay. So, and I'm frozen again. All right. Now, let me tell y'all something. Unless it's because of the weather. All right. So let me turn this one off. So this might be a rough one today. I don't know. So what's up, Youngboy 24? What's up, Dwight? What's up, Roland? Okay. So basically, so I put it out that I'm going to be up in here, and this is going to kind of be an open discussion. Hold on for a second. hold on. Yo tengo mi billete. Yo voy a Brasil terminar octubre para 3 meses. All right. So, okay, now let's get into this. So, as we wait on some of the other brothers to figure out we're here, and I'm gonna go on here and just send this message out to them because I didn't really have a chance to do it. I only sent it out to a few, and that's because I was in a restaurant. All right, so real quick, we're going to wait for them to come on, and then I have some videos to present. And the videos that I have to present is going to be a discussion. Well, not even a discussion. All right, because this isn't a discussion. And right now, this is the moment where I think we just need to get out of the Most High's way. Seriously. This is that moment. Even though it is tempting, we need to just get the hell out of the Most High's way. And I'm going to tell you why right now. All these pleas to us, Afro men now, are from women that said, you know what? We couldn't stand you. We tried to destroy you. We tried to ruin everything you did. We tried to ruin other men too, even the thugs we love. We tried to do it all. Okay? And now that stuff is about to hit the fan. Now that stuff is about to hit the fan. We do not want to suffer the punishment that we should get. All right? So they're saying to themselves, we don't want to suffer the punishment that we should get by one. If you do not understand this, if you do not produce, with the Afro man, if you do not produce with the Afro man, the good one, then you can't ask him to protect you, stand up for you, do anything of that nature. And why not? Because you did not produce with that man. He was nothing to you. All right. And so right now we got, remember the I love you plea, right? And so what's happening is you got a lot of these women that's trying to make this thing they're trying to make this thing about emotion. And that's what's going on. I know my big head is in the way. They're trying to make this thing about emotion. See, they said they didn't need no good Afro man. They said a good man is lame. And only now, as stuff is really, I mean, in the worst way, really about to hit the fan, right? A lot of these women are now crying out, oh, we need you. But understand this. Understand this. This is the girl that's been crying wolf all the time, right? Their need for us is conditional upon what they think they could get out of us. I want y'all to understand that. Their need for us is based on what they think they can get out of us. They're in a self-preservation mode. All right. They now want, and I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. They're stuck. They are stuck. One of the things that Kevin Samuels kept saying to these women, that when stuff happens, what are you going to do with Pookie's baby? All right. And you can see how much blatant disrespect that the BW have for us is because the only one she's concerned about is the one in jail. And you can see their choices. And again, I'm a present. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to present something to you. You can see their choices. And a lot of their choices is this. They rejected good men, the men who naturally protect, the men who naturally give direction. Why do they give direction? Because they protect. They rejected them for dudes not only do not protect, but meanwhile, a lot of these dudes are who they need protection from. All right. And what happens is, a lot of these women set themselves up for failure. All right. And now they're not happy because they want us to fail with them. The very men that they didn't want, they are now saying that that's the very men that need to be with them. Hey, what's up, Franklin? Hey, did I get you great? What's up, man? So that's the very ones, understand this, the very ones that didn't want good men. All right, now SH is starting to hit the fan. And I'm going to tell you something else that's deeper yet. A lot of them don't even know what's about to hit the fan. Brethren, a lot of these women don't even know or have a clue as to what is about to hit the fan. Here's good news. Denmark abolishes all measures. Denmark abolishes all measures. And I'm going to tell you what's happening. Well, I'll tell you what's happening offline. Hey, what's up, Terminator T800? What's up, Nesman? All right. So basically, if for the people that's not here, we're going to get into this real quick, and I'm going to present these videos. All right. And I want you to understand something. I'm going to present two. I might present three. But definitely, let's see. Okay. All right, so let's go here. Okay, that didn't go well. Let's do this one first.
This is a video specifically targeted to Black men. If you're not a Black person.
Okay, now, as we present this, I want y'all to understand something. And she's going to tell us which Black men that she's presenting this to. And we're going to use the term Black men because I want to talk to something else in reference to the term Black men. All right. In reference to the term Black men. And I want y'all to listen carefully at what she's about to spout off. And this is why I say we need to get out of the Most High's way. Because what y'all don't understand, is that man, let me share this with this brother. What y'all don't understand is me and a brother in San Antonio, we were talking about these things that the government is doing to us. All right. We was talking about what the government is allowing corporations and business to do. Yeah, we was having that discussion. And what happened is we were talking about it. I was explaining to him what was going on from the lab point of view, because that's what my job was. Now, before we go into this, let me just say this. Just because someone is a doctor don't mean they know anything about science per se. Doctors do not deal in science. Doctors deal in anatomy, physiology, healing. So let me explain science. Let me do it this way. The doctor, a baby comes in with a fever, comes into the lab. I'm working night shift. Okay. And the fever is really, really high. So the doctor suspects meningitis. Now, this is very important because this is a stat procedure, and he needs to know for sure within the hour the type of meningitis it is, because there's two of them. Well, there's more than it, but there's the viral one and there's the bacterial one. And which bacterial one? All right. And so you have tests you run in serology, you run in chemistry, microbiology, two of them in micro, you run a gram stain, and you plate it for growth. But plating it just don't, it ain't going to matter. You plate it anyway because he's going to treat the child, and it's going to take at least 2 days for the stuff to grow. But you want to know that the child got treated right. And if the child ends up in a hospital because the treatment didn't work for some reason, then we have cultures where we could do a culture and sensitivity and figure out what thing kills this thing, right? But the lab does all of this. The lab does the trial and error. The doctor don't get to do trial and error per se. The doctor has things that the medical board says he should do to diagnose something. And so long as he stays within those parameters, he's good. All right. Me in the lab. All right. Say you get 4 tubes. You get 4 tubes. One goes to micro, one goes to hematology, one goes to chemistry, one goes to serology. All right. So say he could only get 3 tubes. All right. Now the lab tech has to do trial and error. Well, not trial and error, but a bunch of tests to come to some kind of conclusion that he can give the doctor within an hour. All right. We're going to take one and spin it down for micro because we need that. All right. So we have to do a correlation. And when we do not get enough, we have to choose how we're going to run this. So in chemistry, we run a protein and glucose. In hematology, we do the most work because I don't know if they have machines now, but back then we had to manually read everything. Okay, we had to manually read everything. So we had this little glass gridded thing, and then we had to count cells or look for cells under the microscope. We're looking for bacteria too. So this is important. We're looking for the type of cells, and then in micro, to kind of solidify that, we're going to do a gram stain, what is called a gram stain. All right. And then serology, we're going to run still. Now, all of this should correlate. The doctor don't know how to do all of this. All right. He doesn't know how to do all of this. He has his best guess, but it is a guess until me, the scientist in the lab, tells him what it is. So I'll go in chemistry. I would say, the protein is low. I mean, the glucose is low, but the protein is high. I'll go into hematology. I'll look at the cells. I see cells, and then I'll stain them, and I'll see what kind of cells I see. If I see segmented neutrophils, that's going to give me another hint, right? If I go into micro and my gram stain shows me some bacteria, I can just see the type of bacteria, and I will put it all together. So protein, that means, well, something is producing protein. I saw something on a gram stain, I saw bacteria. And then that correlates with the segmented neutrophils. Now, why is that important? Because the segmented neutrophils appear for bacteria. Lymphocytes appear for viral. So basically, without the serology, say I didn't have enough for serology, without that, I can, I'm going to do it, right? But I can tell him what I see. And that doctor will treat him for bacterial meningitis, because that goes along with the high temperature and all of the rest of this stuff. But he don't know until I run the test. And then he makes a diagnosis off of my tests. Here's the problem. When he doesn't use the x-ray tech, the lab tech and stuff, kind of like what's going on now, where people ignore the people that actually do the lab work, if you're going to ignore them, then you're making a guess. And it's not even going to be a good guess. Because if he says, no, you can send the child home, it's viral meningitis, and you can't treat that, then what happens is that child goes home and dies of bacterial meningitis. You see what I'm saying? And so basically, people want to eliminate people that have the knowledge of things, whereby they try things to see what works in a logical way. They test their hypothesis. They do rigorous testing, right? They do not operate off of feeling. And if you cannot ever accept the answers of the analytical person, then you're always going to fail at what you do, especially if you operate on feelings. And then when you do need the analytical person, they're not going to be around to help you because they like, well, you don't need me. That's the situation the BW is in now. Because men, we're generally analytical. That's how we protect. We figure out the best protection is prevention. All right? The best protection is prevention. Something that the BW don't understand. The best protection is having foresight, something they don't understand. The problem that they have is now they're coming wanting help from us only after they effed up the community and their lives so much. Only after they see, because it's here now. It is here now. The troubles we were saying that the Most High is going to bring to their community, because it's not my community. All of a sudden it's us, but you ain't effing me. No, you wanted Pookie and Ray Ray, but he's in jail. And we got these kids. It's y'all's job to look at. No, it isn't our job. We are not a community. A community is a group of intact families. And they missed that memo. A community. I want y'all to understand this. A community is a group of intact families that help each other out, that buy and sell from each other. In other words, a community has its stores. In where I came up, there used to be a store called the Lawson store. We went there to get our sweet potato pies. In our community, we had the Yahweh Ben Yahweh people, and we had the Muslims. If you wanted some good greens, I learned to make some greens, y'all. If you wanted some good greens, you just bought it off of them. They had it in a little styrofoam cups. And they would sell that, right? It was good. No pork. It was good. All right. That's a community. A community is when you walk around, you need to go to a store like Giant Eagles, right? When you go to Giant Eagles, y'all don't have a Giant Eagles here. Well, I'm in Colombia, so obviously it's not here. But when you go to Giant Eagles, right? You saw it. It was in the Afro neighborhood, right? You had there's this place called East Liberty I used to go to, and back then when I used to go there, you went and got all your fly gear. That was back when we used to dress fly, not like thugs. We weren't sagging. We was fly. We was smooth looking. Had the Kango and the gazelles. All right. And so basically that was destroyed. I remember that most Afro women were fine back in the day. No weed, no nothing. They had that little foot, salt and pepper, haircut. All right. They were in shape. And they weren't twerking all over the place. Now things have just gotten simply nasty. All right. And it got nasty because the smarter I got, the less they wanted men like me. With the exception for a few in a church. And that's only because I could sing. All right. So that's basically what happened. They said, we don't want you because we don't want smart people, because smart people are lame. That's what they said. Smart people are lame. Now, I told you the first time they was crying, oh, we love you. But they don't know what love is. Because if they love the Afro men, they would be with the Afro men. But they don't love the Afro men because they're not with them. So now they're asking these questions here. Now, were y'all able to hear the video? Let me see. Let me know if you can hear this.
Please respect our boundaries and do not interact with this video. This is a discussion between Black people. Please respect our boundaries. So, that being said, for the Black men, if you were to die or go to jail right now, how many Black women would be affected by it?
Now, I want you to understand what she said. Understand that she's not talking about me or any of you brothers. Definitely not you, USMC vet. I don't think she's talking about you, Captain Marvel. Roland Handy, she's definitely not talking about you. You up on that financials kick. Hank, I don't know you well enough to know she's talking about you or not. But if you're in the Marines, Army, or that on your own, she's not talking about you. Let's see. Antonio Johnson, she's definitely not talking about you. Terminator T-800, I don't think she's talking about you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just step out on a limb and pretty much guess that she ain't talking about any of us. Sad but true. All right, she's not talking about any of us because she's saying if you're dead, if you died, or you go to jail. She's talking about Pookie and Ray Ray. She's not talking about good men at all. She wants Pookie and Ray Ray to think that these women are important to them. She is saying, how many women are there?
How many Black women in your life would be directly affected by your death or your incarceration?
And you know what I answered to that? 0. Now listen to the next part.
Can you think about all of those women right now, those Black women, and the children that come under them, after them, and all that stuff?
Okay, and this is what I put. And she's like, that ain't answering my question. I said, I answered your question. You just didn't like the answer. She said, how many Black women would be affected? I said 0. If I died, I'm not going to jail. I might end up in an internment camp with the rest of y'all, but they'll be there with us. They're the ones turning us in. Y'all heard that, right? Unless they're the ones turning us in. Oh, he ain't vaccinated. He ain't getting no, you know? So she said in jail, prison, or dead. Now, here is their main problem when they're crying out for protection. Pookie and Ray Ray done ran up into 80% of them. And Pookie and Ray Ray is not going to be able to protect all of them. Understand this. Pookie and Ray Ray ran through 80% of these women. 59% of them have multiple children from Pookies and Ray Ray. Because remember, 61% of Afro men that have multiple children from multiple baby daddies, right? I mean, 61% of children. I mean, 61% of men that have multiple children from multiple babies, mamas, are dudes that just got out of prison or jail. And the rest of the 80% of the single moms have primarily been run through by thugs and dregs. It's about 70%. Some of them had decent men, which they used the child support systems to string them along and extort them. So they made enemies of good men, gave all their love to the wicked. Now they want help from the ones that they didn't even want to be bothered with. And now you hear these outcries of all of this. Let's continue.
So now that you thought about it, can you imagine the fear that these women live under every single day? Imagine the fear of a daughter that has a black father, the fear of a wife that has a black husband, the fear of a mother that has a black son, a grandmother that has a black grandchild, the fear that we constantly live in, that our families can be broken at any moment.
Okay, but this is what they are missing. The main people that are breaking up the Afro family is them. We keep telling them it's you. They keep telling us who hurt you. We keep saying you. They want to take everything and blame it on the white man. But the white men have not broken up our communities and families in the way that the BW has. And let's be honest. Remember, we talk about Greenwood Street, Black Wall Street. Yeah, they did some damage to that. Okay, they did some damage to Black Wall Street. All right, but they rebuilt it back up within 5 years. The thing that really got rid of it was integration. All right, they did this to the community in which they're trying to blame on some other people. Now, yes, the Caucasian men came up with the rules. The Caucasian men went and made a deal with the black, with them, the BWs. All right. After they made the deal with them, these women single-handedly destroyed the Afro communities and families in such a way that all of the racist laws and stuff couldn't do a better job than they did by themselves. With all of the lynchings and stuff that they did to us, the thing that did us in the most was the BW. Abortions, 24 million to approximately 60 million if you add in California, the abortions from California, Maryland, and New Hampshire. We recovered from slavery, recovered from Jim Crow, recovered from the poll tax, recovered from the Civil War, recovered from the massacres, all the massacres from Florida. We recovered from them flooding out our neighborhoods to make lakes for Caucasian people. We were resilient when men were leading. We weren't beating them up. No, that's BS. Yeah, you had some bad ones that they would meet and marry that they met at the bar, who drank and got drunk. Nobody told you to marry a drunk dude. All right. And here's the other thing. These women do not believe in polygamy unless the dude that is the least capable of raising children is the one making all the babies. Again, Pookie and Ray Ray. All right. We keep telling them it wasn't the white man. It was you alone. It was you alone. Everything that the Caucasian man threw at us, we were overcoming. To be better then than we are right now. With him making some laws, but it's them that are carrying him out.
If a single black man gets killed, our family gets broken. And all the pain we will carry to our next generation from one single black man getting killed.
Now, I call BS on that. Because it depends on the black man that got killed. If he was a thug, a Pookie and Ray Ray, a dude, as she says, that did stuff that would land him in prison. So that's the only man they're crying for. So sorry if I don't, if I say my services is not going to be available when all hell break loose.
Or taken away from those black women. Do you see where I'm going with this? So now that you've thought about it, can you please understand that when a black woman is talking about her personal pain, in no moment she's dismissing the fact that black men are also going through shit in this racist society, that black men are also hated in society. So instead of attacking a black woman when she speaks her truth, why not us just stand together?
Okay, here's the thing. You cannot stand together with women who won't submit to good men. You cannot stand together if the man you want to submit to is in prison or dead. That means you and his seeds are on your own. Because remember, you made an enemy, an adversary of the good men. You said it was about your truth and not the truth. Remember, when you say your truth, my truth, you are telling a lie and you're not interested in the truth. If you say, I believe that this is the truth, but when you say this is my truth, that means if you are hit with the real truth, you won't change your mind from it because you want to believe whatever the hell you want to damn believe. And the truth doesn't matter because it will not conform to your belief as to what's going on. Now, here's the thing. They're talking about the racist society, right? I don't care how racist the white man has gotten. He still not has killed more Afro people than a black woman through abortion. And that's a statistical fact. So until they come to grips with that, we need to stop with the racism and this, that, and the other. Because the very women that won't listen to brothers like me, waiting to listen to some thug that when stuff go down, ain't going to know how to make a fire, ain't going to know how to be tactical. Remember, because they're emotional, not tactical. All right. And they call my love for children and want for their chance to grow up to make something of this. So they call that, that's emotional, you caring about them like that. No, that's tactical. Caring about the future.
Because if one of my sisters lose a black man in their lives, I'm dealing with a broken sister. I'm feeling her pain as well. So black women not only have to carry our own pain, but the fear of losing a black man in their lives every day.
Okay. Now, let me say this. Oh, okay, I gotta go here. Let me say this. Here's the problem with everything she just said. What she basically said is she still don't give a damn about the 80% of Afro men that's out there working hard, blue collar jobs, truck drivers, mechanics, and stuff like that, because they're not on their way to prison or jail, right? These women didn't make these children with those men. All right. So this is why men aren't feeling any kind of sadness or anything like that for them, because we don't have any ties to her community. And I say her community because
My
she did
black
not
women, we
involve
have a
us.
lot of people singing our praises right now, and that's a good thing. But I just want you all to remember that can also bring some unwanted attention. So you need to be mindful of what you're posting on social media, when you're traveling, who you're moving with, how you're moving. Try not to go places by yourself. Try not to be out at crazy times of the night, and just develop a plan of letting people in your circle know where you are and that you're safe. And to the black men who love black women,
Understand she said that? Now, what she means by that, to the black men who love black women, who to the black men that's going to put up with all day BS and let them guide the man and put up with their masculinity and all they babies kids and stuff like that, without them needing to change or be better women for you, for all for those dudes.
when you see us out and about, let us know that you got our back, okay? Because it's getting real out here. And I was gonna say something else, but it's gone. But anyway, be safe in these streets.
See, so they're starting to worry. So what they want is random men, again, which whom they've rejected. They didn't want nothing to do with good men. So they want random men to come to their aid to protect them when they're out and about looking for Pookie and Ray Ray and them. These women have made adversaries of the good men, and now they seek their protection, and think it's the man's job to risk his life for them, when the person that's done the most damage to the Afro man, the children, and the community was them. Seriously speaking, put more innocent Afro men in prison than any other group, kill more Afro people. They diminished our population by a fourth, more than everything else that's killed us combined since 1973. When we try to talk to them and tell them, you're the one that's doing this damage, not white supremacy, they have a problem with that. Given how the Afro men are, this is the same group. Now, remember, after the Civil War, that was the most protection that we had. And they had to strategically, when they was about to attack the town, strategically move Afro men who were soldiers out. So that, you get rid of the strong man, then you can get at the town. But right now, you got a bunch of brothers that we're wise. But now that we're wise, we're also wise to understand who's been the bane of our existence, Who's been the main ones that not cared about us, but destroying us? All of the tactical dudes are the ones that they rejected. All right. So they've rejected the tactical dudes. And now they're trying to figure out what to do. But here's the thing. We need to figure out what to do and how we're going to do this. Now, I'm opening up for people that want to pop on. Let's do 3 at a time for those that want to pop on. All right. So this is what I mean by what we need to do. Because one, in court, they would, the hostile witness thing, right? The hostile witness. Should we treat them as hostile witness, that they are going to be hostile to us if given a chance? See, they have betrayed us the whole time and still won't come to terms to the damage they've done. They will cry to want us to protect them. Understand this. These are women that don't want anything to do with us, but want us to protect them. Want us to protect them. I want you to think about that. Divorced man, oops. Man kicks cheating wife out of the house for cheating with his cousin. I want y'all to see one more thing. All right, I want y'all to see one more thing. I'm going to pull it up in a minute. And if y'all want to jump on, feel free. All right, because this is like, this got to be one of the most bizarre this has to be one of the most bizarre things this has to be one of the most bizarre things that I've ever heard a woman say. Manic cycle. All right, I want to present this last thing. I mean, we're talking about bizarre, y'all. I can't make this up. Now, while I'm doing this,
exposed wife cheating on him with his cousin.
okay. Before I get started with this one, let me just note this, that my PayPal me is in the description box along with my Cash App. If y'all want to help with this trip to Brazil, and thank you to the brothers that, man, Brother Elijah, all right, Brother Roland Handy, thank y'all. But if any other brothers want to help with this trip, my Cash App and my PayPal, and thanks, Hank. All right, my Cash App and my PayPal is in the description box, okay? Now, basically, I want y'all to pay attention to this. My email is there, my TikTok channel is there, and what else? Just look in there and y'all could see stuff on TikTok. I try to share as much of the relevant, important stuff to Messenger. So if you have Telegram, Messenger, or WhatsApp, I can share it to you there. All right. Because this is some important stuff that you definitely for sure cannot put on YouTube. Why? Because it's the unadulterated truth. Hey, what's up, Roderick? All right. So I want y'all to listen to this. And I want y'all to listen to some things, right? Now pay attention.
Husband exposed wife cheating on him with his cousin.
But you're not gonna be in that, because I find out you've been cheating on me with my cousin. So you're not gonna stay here.
Now let me break this down. She did not cheat on him. She committed adultery. And the cousin committed adultery. This is why we got to watch the snake men too. Like Dr. Umar, they'll be after your woman. Understand this, because we do not have any regards for the commandments. When you got a bunch of brothers that live by the commandments, they will not try to go after your wife. All right. But then again, the Christians will, because that's what they do.
Hold on, honey.
I don't want to talk about it.
What? Just give me.
No.
Give me a
No,
second.
I don't want to talk about it.
Listen.
After 7 years and 3 kids, that's how you treat me? That's what you do to me? You cheat on me with my own cousin?
No.
So
I
you
don't
get the hell out of
understand.
here.
We need to talk about this.
No,
What is this?
I don't want to talk about it.
What kind of surprise?
What kind of surprise is this? All right, she trying to flip the script and make him wrong for stuff that she did that was breaking the commandments.
Cheat on me with my cousin. So you
You sit down with me and we discuss it.
No,
So understand this. Even now, the BW is telling the man what he need to do. Right? And this is why we just need to leave him alone. I want y'all to listen to some other things.
I'm not going to discuss. He's here. He's here. You cheat on me with him.
No.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I found out. He knows. Tell him.
No.
It's time for us to get out of here. The door's open. It's time for us to get out of here.
This is the biggest joke ever.
It's not a joke.
Honey,
It's not a joke.
back.
I don't want to talk about it. Don't touch me. I don't want to talk about it. You cheat on me after 7 years, 3 kids. That's how you treat me?
Nah.
Yeah, this is the house.
You don't understand.
I bought that house, but it's not going to be there.
I deserve this house.
You don't.
Woo, there it is. The sense of unadulterated entitlement. The sense of unadulterated entitlement. Yes, they're the reason why so many men are getting taken out, because the single BW trained their sons to give the so-called racists an excuse to take them out. They trained their sons to give them an inch so that they could take that mile. And guess who made all that money off of the deaths of Afro men? The same BW. And their lawyers. The same BWs and their lawyers. That's who made all the money. All right. So there's a sense of entitlement that she felt like she could go lay around with his cousin. Now, this dude was smart. He went and bought the house and brought her there. He was smart. Now, here's the thing. Hold on. For those of you that might want to join in after this last clip, all right, and understand also that my PayPal me and my Cash App is in the description box. All right. So, and remember, y'all don't have to donate a dime to me. I would appreciate it, but y'all don't have to. You take care of yourself and family first, like this dude did. All right. So pay attention. So she said, I deserve the house.
You don't deserve it because you cheat on me with this.
I deserve this house.
You about that house, but it's not gonna be there.
I deserve this house.
About that house, but it's not gonna be there.
I deserve this house. I deserve this house.
It's not gonna be there.
I deserve this house.
It's not gonna be there.
I deserve this house.
It's not gonna be there. It's not gonna be there.
I deserve this
You don't deserve it because you cheat on. You don't deserve it because you
house.
you don't
House.
you don't
House.
you don't
Deserve this house. Deserve this house. Deserve this house.
You
deserve this house.
you don't
House.
you don't deserve it because you cheat on me with this guy, with my own cousin. You
I
get
did
out of here.
not.
No, you get
You're
out of
kicking
here.
me out?
Yes, I kick you out. You get out of here.
You're kicking me out.
Yes, I kick you out. You get out of here.
This is
Oh, unbelievable.
No, that's my house.
No.
That's not yours. The divorce coming soon. Don't worry about it. Just go there.
No.
Open the door.
The divorce is coming soon. All right, this dude had his stuff in order. See, these, all right, first of all, the BW be like, I'm going to get me an African. And then do the same thing to him that I do to the thugs, do the same thing to him. Because, and the reason why they like the thugs, because the thugs will put up with this mess. To those of you who really love, that ain't love. That's a weak man. He ain't that weak. See, he ain't playing.
Don't do that.
No, I do it. I do it already. You out. I don't want to be with you no more.
We can talk.
I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to take the kids.
Hold on, remember, she was just telling him, no, she didn't do anything. And now she's like, oh, we can talk.
So you get it like
You owe me much more than that.
No,
After
I don't
7
owe you
years,
nothing.
I'm sorry. I'm not leaving.
I don't owe you nothing. You've been cheating on me with my own cousin. I don't owe
What
you
do
nothing.
you know about
get out
that?
of here.
You don't even get to listen.
Husband exposed wife cheating on him with his cousin.
But you're not gonna be. Yes, you did. I find out. He knows. Tell him.
No.
It's time for us to get out of here. The door's open. It's time for us to get out of here.
This is the biggest joke ever.
It's not a joke.
Honey,
It's
come
not a joke.
back.
I don't want to talk about it. Don't touch me. I don't want to talk about it. You cheated
Don't-
on me after 7 years, 3 kids. That's how you treat me?
Nah.
Yeah, this is the house.
You don't
We bought
understand.
that, I bought that house, but it's not going to be there.
I deserve this house.
You don't deserve it because you cheat on me with this guy, with my own cousin.
I
You get
did
out of
not.
here. No, you
You're
get out of
kicking
here.
me out?
Yes, I kick you out. You get out of here.
You're kicking me out.
Yes, I kick you out.
Get
You
out.
of here.
This is our house.
No, that's my house.
Hold
That's
it,
not yours.
hold it.
The
Wait.
divorce coming soon.
Wait.
Don't worry about it.
So she was like, I deserve this house. Understand this. I deserve this house. Then she went, when he said, you got to go, she said, this is our house. He said, no, it's my house. I bought this. See, she thought she was going to be able to do whatever the hell she wanted to do. See, they don't play like that. They buy the house, then they bring the woman in, because that's how you do it in Africa. See, all this stuff that people talking about, that, oh, the woman is the queen in Africa. There is no queens. Only if there's a king that owns the land and his wife is the queen. His wife is the queen. You're not a queen if you're not a wife. All right, but the wife mess up. She got to go.
About it. Just go there.
No.
Open the door.
Don't do that.
No, I do it. I do it already. You out. I don't want to be with you no more.
We can talk.
I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to take the kids. So you get it like
You owe me much more than that.
No,
After
I don't
7
owe you
years,
nothing.
I'm sorry.
Understand this. This woman did this hideous, heinous stuff, and she still thinks that the man owes her something. And that's what's wrong with them. No matter what wickedness they do to a man, they still think she is entitled to something from him. She get to do whatever wickedness she can to him, and he is still entitled. She feels like she is still entitled to his stuff, his work.
I don't owe you nothing. You've been cheating on me with my own cousin. I don't owe you nothing.
You know about
get out
that.
of here.
You don't even get to listen.
What do you know about that? You don't even get to what?
You owe me much more than that.
No,
After
I don't
7
owe you
years,
nothing.
I'm sorry. I'm not leaving.
I don't owe you nothing. You've been cheating on me with my own cousin. I don't owe you
Making
nothing.
demands. I'm not leaving.
Get to listen.
All right, and this is it. These are the same women that's asking us to now protect them. Understand this. These are the same women that's asking us, whom they don't like, whom they tried to destroy, whom they will betray at the drop of a hat. They want us to protect them. Okay. Oh yeah, because she ain't getting crap. And not only is she ain't getting crap, if they bought it together, no, he destroying it. He'll buy another one. All right. They're not playing. They understand these games. They understand these games. I'll talk more about my experience here in Colombia. What I thought I could do, what I understand I can't do, and why. But that'll be a video when I get back to the US. And it'll be my last comparison from my time in Brazil versus Colombia. All right. Now, understand this. Understand this. This is why time is up for them. They're not going to make it on their own, but that's what they chose. Hey, what's up, Dwight? And I kept saying that they are on their own. And the reason why they were on their own was because they chose that for themselves. All right. No man is playing with them. They're the least desired for a reason. And it ain't because people don't think some of them look good. All right. It ain't because of that. It's because of their behavior. People looked at how they did good men. People looked at how they twerked on and at Afro men's establishment, and how when the Afro man corrected them about their decorum, they went off on him. Nobody wants to deal with that type of display. They sunk their own ship. They totally chose the path that they're on. They totally chose to portray good men. They said, we don't need you. All right, if anybody want to pop in, let me know, because I put the link in in the feed. So anyone have an experience they wanted to share, or some ideas they wanted to share? All right, put that up. Okay. Now, here's the thing. They will not listen to men that know about anything. And the reason why they will not listen to men that know about anything, because they're rejecting their knowledge. Now, let me show you something. Oop, not that. I wanted to bring up one more thing. All right. Because this is how lost these females really are. And again, with them being as lost as they are, they still felt like that they were entitled to our stuff as Afro men. All right. I'm going to put this up in a thing because this is so important. And this is why I say we have to be the way we have to be. All right, this is why I say we have to be the way we have to be. It says, my people have perished for lack of knowledge. But why did they lack knowledge? Because you have rejected knowledge. I reject you from being priest to me. In other words, the reason why people perish from lack of knowledge was because they rejected the knowledge. When good Afro men came up and tried to tell them stuff, they didn't want to hear it from us. So now that we're shutting up and moving on, all right, there is going, they have no one. They don't even have Pookie and Ray Ray in them because many of them are locked up. And because the minority of men are the ones that produce most of the children in the community of the BW, right? No other man is obligated to protect that other man's seed. And there's another reason why they're not obligated, because that is the man that would have come out and caused harm to the good men by robbing them, mugging them, shooting them. And let's not even talk about the amount of times whereby the BW would get into a relationship with a good man with a little change and then have him set up to be robbed or killed by her Pookie, who she was still laying up with on the side. All right, basically. So they rejected knowledge by rejecting the intelligent men that the Most High put before them. And now that there's a problem just arising in the atmosphere, they're looking for a way out. But there is no way out for them. They perish because they lack knowledge, but they lack knowledge because they rejected it. They said F knowledge. And they did worse. They brainwash their children to not seek knowledge. They brainwash their boys that it is more important to be dumb and not smart, to be an athlete, not a doctor. All right. To the dudes that went off into the military or decided to travel, who's the first one to discourage you from doing that? It was them. It is as if that contract that they made with the so-called supremacist system that they are afraid of now was to keep us on the plantation, and they did everything in that power to keep us from being men. What's up, Aranda Lee? All right. Period. We can't look. Biden is effing things up. The stuff that they're doing is unconstitutional. Who's behind Biden? Who ran the stuff in Georgia? The person that ran the stuff in Georgia was Stacey Abrams, a BW. All that mess that's going on in Afghanistan, the generals told Biden what was going to happen. You know who he listened to? The women. The women made that decision. If you go on TikTok and you look at flights leaving Afghanistan, you got people trying to hang on the outside of the plane, and you can see them falling off when they get up so high. I want y'all to think about that. I want y'all to really think about this. I'm not going to present it here, but you can see it on TikTok. Let me see something. Okay, let's see. Flights leaving Afghanistan. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm sharing the tragedy not on Facebook, but in Messenger. Okay, so I'm sharing it in Messenger. All right. Y'all, this is some crazy stuff. Do y'all know the Taliban took that place over in a day? in one day. All right. Why? Because no one's listening to the men anymore in this country. And now the country has to pay a heavy price for it. Oh, and the country has to pay for it because of what this country did, and wouldn't we repent for the men? Thanks, Hank. All right. These women had said, and y'all, y'all let me know, for the new people that came in, if you would like to come into the live, right? And I'll send the link back through. But understand this: these are the same women that said, "I don't need no man." You're smart, but you're lame. All right. And I'm like, wow. There it is. That intelligence is lame. Hold on for a second. And not only is intelligence lame, but again, when a woman said, "It's our house, I deserve this house," you deserve to whatever, right? These women think that they could do all manner of evil to the Afro man, and they still think that we are obligated to help protect them, do anything. Most of us are going to be with women from other communities. That's what it's going to start to look like. That's why Dr. Umar Johnson don't really care, because he's making money off of this mess. Right? He's making money off of them. Any man that tells an Afro man that he needs to be with a BW in the condition that she is in, after all the damage that she has done to good Afro men that tried to be there for her, help her, and now that we've gotten older and wiser, we know what's up. All right. Any man, he's a sellout to a community, because the community isn't them. The community starts with the Afro man. He builds it by producing the seed, laying it into fertile soil, and then as he builds families, as Afro men built families, they built a culture if they're within proximity to one another. We do need our own communities. But the problem is, if we had a store, the BW wouldn't come buy anything from us anyway. They would go, if it's hair, they're going to the Orientals. Actually, that's kind of fair, because that's where all their hair is coming from. It ain't coming from on top of their head. The corner stores, they'll go to the Indians. Ain't got no problem with that, because it depends on where you are. And every depraved group has access to the BW. This is to include the Afro man. So she's really loyal to no one. She's really loyal to no one. All right. And this is why I say that. They're not the wives. Yeah, Dr. Umar Johnson is not married to any of these so-called queens. But I want y'all to understand this. So this is the real truth. Can we get together? I doubt it. Why do I doubt it? Because everything that they're doing, they're crying out, but they're not really interested in what they've done wrong. You got maybe one woman out of many that's saying, what can I do? Let me see this. There was one woman, and I think she even apologized. Let me go here.
Now, I knew we would, black man. Like, I know that you refer to yourself as Afro, but you know what? I'm just going to use the term that I'm comfortable.
All right, let me give you this. Now, I'll give her credit. I'll give this one credit because I think she repented herself. All right, I'm going to put this one up. Hold on. And so this one woman, I will give credit to for repenting herself because she seemed kind of serious, but she only seemed serious because I wasn't going to take no flack. All right, so no real music. All right, hold on.
I see we coming to some common ground now. I knew we would, black man.
All right, now watch this.
Like, I know that you refer to yourself as Afro, but you know what? I'm just going to use the term that I'm comfortable with, and I don't want to disrespect you and identify you as something that you don't want to be identified as. But the problem is, where I come from and where we live at in America, no one's going to look at you as an Afro man. They're going to strictly look at you as black. I don't make the rules, but these are the rules of society for whatever reason.
All right, so you know I went in on her. All right, I told her not to call me a black man. Right? And then when she made this reply, I see, that's why we can't even start. Because one, I won't let you disrespect me. And I informed her I am Aboriginal, Indigenous, and I am not a color. And I'm not a color that don't represent what I look like. All right. But what she did was she says, yeah, but this is the white construct and these racist people, but I'm going to uphold their construct and keep you bound in the color construct that they want you in. Because where I'm from, this is what we do. We try to keep you on that plantation. All right. But I think what happened is I informed her, we can't even start. Hold on, let me answer this. I called you what you identify yourself as, even though I disagree with it. All right. So she said, "What? If you don't want me to call you black man, why you call me black woman?" And that's my answer. I called her what she calls herself, even though I disagree. So I don't agree that black women that's a group of people, black, but that's what they want to call themselves. So I'm gonna let them call themselves that. And as a group, I will refer to them as that. Now, when I'm referring to statistics, I will use the term that's in the statistic. Right? I told her that I use Afro man because it's short for being the Afro indigenous or aboriginal man of this land, of the Americas, which we are. All right. And so we'll see if she answers that. Right. So she answers in videos. Right. And so I wrote back to her, how can we come to common ground when you can't respect who I call myself? See, I don't allow white people to name me anymore. My mama taught me to do that. Other women taught me to do that. The school taught me that. The school taught me that whatever the white people want to call me, that's what I am. And I was like, why? I'm thinking now, why? Because I'm not what they want to call me. I am what I am. I am what I discovered about myself. Right? I have nothing to do with what they want to call me. I am opposed to what they want to call me because I know they want to call me what I am not to make sure I forget who I'm supposed to be. That's the whole reason we got called the color. They wanted us to identify as to something that we are not, as to something that is not a group. Now, let me say this. I was talking about the reparation stuff. See, because a lot of BWs are on that bandwagon, reparations. Oh, we need reparations. We need to do reparations. Reparations. And I did a TikTok and I said, Black people don't deserve reparations. All right. And so I wanted y'all to hear this because some of y'all don't have the TikTok. This is what's wrong with the reparation argument for Black people. And we'll use it with this terminology. How many of you are familiar with class action lawsuits? I know you've heard about it. Aaron Brockovich, a good class action lawsuit. When you go and watch that movie, when you go watch the Aaron Brockovich movie, all right, one of the things that you will discover all right, one of the things that you will discover, right, is that you will learn a class and how they develop it. All right. You will learn a class and how they develop it. That's in a class action lawsuit. What's the problem with calling ourselves, if you want reparations, right? If you want reparations for all the evils and wickedness and the heinous things that the United States of the United States government has done to us as a people, all the way up to the present day. If you want reparations, what is the first thing you have to do? You have to define what you want reparations for and who gets it. Black is a color. It is not a class. And black is a term that, with the evil genius of the racist politicians, that they gave us, that encompasses, by their definition, all melanated people. Well, here's your problem with reparations. That black encompasses all melanated people, to include the Africans, the Jamaicans, everybody. Let me finish.
But how can we come together to break this stupid ass education system? If there's an outlet that you know about how we can get our children to learn things about our culture the way that we're supposed to and not be whitewashed and brainwashed, please inform me, because I'm going to spread that message. Like, regardless of how you feel about black women, no matter how much you don't like black women, I don't care. Because I still knew, no matter what you were saying to me as a black woman from a black man, I still knew that there was something in you that I could learn from, because I'm not afraid to admit and give the black man the credit that he deserves. I love black men.
Okay. So, hold on. Let me see. Let me see something. Okay. So I can get with that. And like I said, when I broke it down, and so we got this, right? I don't know where she's from. Guess I'll find out, right? But I explained to her what I do. All right. Now, here's the thing. And here's the thing that women like her won't understand. I believe in her heart she's serious, but I also understand that she don't know how serious the problem is that the black women have caused. All right. She don't understand that the dudes that are speaking up, they're just tired of the wickedness and evil. And since the Most High told us to hate evil, that's what we're hating, is the evil, the vitriol and the evil, right? Now, obviously, we don't hate the sisters who are melanated. One, because they come to themselves, they identify with us, and like she said, she wants to learn from us. But here's the problem. She don't understand that the closer she gets to learning from us, the more those in her family, in her community, the more those will attack her for wanting to learn. The other thing is, she makes a point. It's the point that I always had. And I just didn't know how to go about it with all the wickedness that's going on. Would it even be successful? I'm looking at what the government is doing, and I am trying to, I'm looking at what the government is doing, and I'm trying to figure out how to navigate. Text me while I'm here. All right. I'm still trying to figure out how to navigate. You see what I mean? Because if there's not going to be a United States, I mean, we're kind of coming at that. There's not going to be a United States. That's another problem. All right. That's going to be another problem. Some of them might be serious because they're worried about their children. You know what I mean? Some of them might be serious because they're worried about their children. There was one. All right. There was one. These women, this woman, and this is why this video came up, but this woman was crying. You're not protecting us, black man. Forgetting that it is not our job to protect who's not with us. We can't protect you if you're not under our authority. And this is something they can't understand. And we'll get back to this class action, right? Understand this. We can't protect somebody that is not under our authority. When the BW chooses to not be under our authority, then we cannot protect her because she's not under our authority. Only the person with whom authority you decide to be under can protect you, because that's the person that you're going to listen to. If you ain't going to listen to no man and do your own thing, then you're not under any man's authority, and their ergo, no man should be burdened to protect you. Because remember, you don't need that man. All right. Now, back to her point, and this is why I went in on her like this. And hopefully she'll list. Here it is. I'll give her a timestamp or whatever once this thing goes all the way up for this part. 144. Remember that timestamp for me. 144. All right. So basically, here is the thing. When we talk about how to deal with this thing, we can't deal with anything so long as we allow the BW to keep us trapped in this system that misidentify us as the human beings that we are. And the nation, ooh, that was a close one, we are supposed to be. All right, so let's get into this. I call myself Afro-Indigenous Aboriginal or Aboriginal. But one of the things that I was thinking about is we need to figure out who we are and rename ourselves with a particular culture based on our history, teaching our history. Understand this. Now, once we do that and establish our own culture separate from that the United States gives us. Understand this, our own culture. Go back, look at the history of us. I know I'm part Blackfoot Indian on my grandmother's side. I know from my male DNA, I know that I had males all the way down into Mexico and South America. All right. So on my grandmother and mother's side, all right, that's that mTDNA, right? It's sub-Saharan Africa, all over the place. But the mtDNA that the males get, I want you to understand that. You got the mitochondria DNA, right? And then you got the mtDNA. The mtDNA hold it, no, not the mtDNA. The mitochondria DNA is for the mother. The other one. See, I'm forgetting all this stuff. My mind is boggled with all the rest of that stuff. Y DNA. Lord have mercy, I'm tripping. It's the Y DNA. The MT is the mitochondria DNA for the mother. The Y DNA only males have, right? And so the mother can tell you the area. The Y DNA will tell you what your the male line is. Like Mr. Harris, this, that, and the other, all the way back. So I knew the line of my father's going all the way in through Mexico down in through South America. You understand? All right. And so that's basically it. I saw names of men in my DNA line. Now, why is this important? When we talk about these class action suits, right? When we talk about class, I want y'all to understand this, that until we identify as a specific group and as the group that our ancestors were the descendants of slaves, not going to, ADOS won't get it. Like the Jewish is a new people because Hebrews lived in Israel. The Jewish is people from the Caucasus Mountains that moved to Israel, that took on our religion during the invasion of the Moors. Okay, so with that out of the way, but they are a people. And this is what I mean. They are a people with a culture that some stuff happened to. They can say, because we had these names, this whole group, when the Germans did this to us, they owe us reparation. And only us that fit into this group that came from these places. All right. We have to do the same. We have to define ourselves as something other than a color, because a color don't define us. All right. We are the descendants of slavery, chattel slavery. So we have to define the type of slavery we were in. The first argument white people had, well, everybody was slaves. No, there was only one group that was under chattel slavery in the United States that had our history, names, and all the rest of that stuff whipped out of us, beat out of us, that they treated us more like livestock. And if you go back and look at Dr. Joy DeGruy video in her research from slave narratives in the book, she will tell you that more men, that the slave women saw more men raped than the women. Uh-oh. Now I want to hear that history, huh? That's what the slaves said. That men were raped by the slave masters more than the women. That's some deep stuff, right? So we have to, so that's chattel slavery. That's the what that happened. And it's very specific and it's historical, has a historical name. Chattel slavery happened to who? So the two that happened, it wasn't to black people, because black people encompasses all melanated people. So, and black is a color, right? So which group of people did it happen to? We knew it was melanated people here in the United States. So what is the name of that group of people? That's what we have to come up with. Then once we come up with an identity and culture for ourselves, then and only then can we demand reparations. And it has to be through the men. Why? Because 2/3 of the slaves were men. And you have one other problem. The mixed marriages where the black woman got the benefit of being with a white man. So therefore giving up the reparations. Because she got hers by being with the white man. She got his privilege through marriage. Because she belongs to him through marriage and she agreed on it, then she's no longer a part of us. Well, what about the white woman, the Caucasian woman, the Hispanic woman? Anybody that's with us is a part of our family and would have been persecuted the same as us and not gotten no Caucasian privilege. All right. Now, the women specifically wouldn't get it, but indirectly because you're giving the reparations to us as Afro men to repair a community and family, then those who are with us that would benefit. If you're with the Caucasian man, you're already benefiting in your eyes, whether you're benefiting or not. See, it has to be that specific. That's been the problem with reparations. Who are you going to give them to? A lot of women want the reparations, but it has to go to the man, because that's who you destroy. And a lot of women, they can say, well, we gave them welfare, we gave them this, that, and the other, separate from the man. We gave them education separate from the Afro man. Remember, we were eliminated from the homes, the Section 8s, and stuff. We were eliminated intentionally. It could not go to us, only women with children. All right. And so if the reparations is about repairing the family, then that's what needs to be done. And you repair the family by handling the seeds. No seeds, you can't plant. You got to deal with the seed maker. And once he start getting this money or whatever the reparations is, then he will make for a viable husband with whomever gets with him. That's the solution. The first thing is we got to stop being black. That's the first thing. We have to stop being black, because black is a color, not a people. All right, so brothers, with that said, I'm out. I might do another one tomorrow, and I'll invite her on so that she can get some understanding, and we'll see how real she is, right? So minute 144 to 157. All right, so I will holler at y'all later. And remember, my PayPal me and the Cash App is in the description box. So I'll tell you what's going on. Of course, we're taking soccer balls to Brazil. I'm getting my lab books, and I still got algebra books. I have books. So y'all, if you have a chance and you see a library getting rid of some books, the old ones, pick them up. Like if you walk by certain universities and they have some old books that they just have laying out for people to take. My PDR, my physician desk reference that I have, was just laying out to be, hey, take this, right? I have a physician desk reference, and you have and ivermectin. All right, so I could look up that stuff up. I could look up at a bunch of medicines. All right, old school. Ain't the new stuff they got out now, but I don't care. I got one. All right, and so pick up some books. Go to universities and stuff that's just throwing away books, and pick them up. All right. So I'm taking my lab books out there. I'm gonna have to translate them or speak in Portuguese. That won't be a problem. I'm very comfortable with speaking it now. I'm mixing it up with Spanish right now, but once I get there in the favelas, because everybody's speaking Portuguese, it'll just come back. So I'm taking books, my keyboard that I'm donating to the NGO. So again, thanks to the brother brother Roland, that helped me out with the donations so that I could get that on the plane. And so basically I'm taking the keyboard. What else am I taking? I'm taking my keyboard that I'm donating. I decided to take the one that's already in the case. So long as it's under 70 pounds, I'm good. My duffel bag, and I already have clothes over there. So duffel bag, have a duffel bag full of clothes over there. So I'm pretty good. I'll just see what I have in that duffel bag, and I can give a call. And so just a lot of soccer balls, because they started a soccer team based on y'all's help with me by always continuing having brother Frankie. If he showed up, I didn't see him. He came down, brought some soccer balls and stuff like that. So basically, brother Elijah. So a lot of brothers helped by when they came to Brazil, they brought a duffel bag with them and for me, and that just went a long way. So with that said, and Texas Marine, when he brought the soccer balls here, he wrote on them and everything, and he got stopped at customs. The customs looked at all the names on the stuff and let them go by, y'all. That's how we do it. And I want to thank him because this brother listened. I said, everything needs to be written on. Write my name, Reluctant Nabi, on everything. The stuff that we were giving to individuals, we wrote their name on it. When he got stopped at customs, they looked at all the stuff. They looked at, there was names on it. They was like, bro, you can go. Booyah. There it is. All right. So with that said, I'm out. Peace, love, and soul. And so if y'all want to help out with that, y'all know where the links is. But remember, you always take care of yourself and family first. You don't donate a dime to anybody till you make sure your stuff is in order, right? Then when your stuff is in order and you have some abundance, hey, you hit the lottery, shoot it this way, okay? So with that said, thanks for showing up, brothers. Thank you for showing up. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace, love, and soul. I'm out.